Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast for Monday, August the 5th, powered by GamblersWorld.net, where you can find 12 top-rated handicappers, including Mr. Doug Upstone, who's now officially a GamblersWorld.net member, Chip Chirimbes, and myself. And listen, I always say this at the start of the show. The packages are guaranteed. 3 738 packages guaranteed, which means if we do not show a profit, we credit you back whatever package you got, and boom, you can find somebody else. But we have a leaderboard to see how we're doing. Win or lose, always the truth, no hiding from the records. You could always comment, hey, you guys didn't do good. But last week we went 7-5 plus a 75 spot here if you bet a flat $100 there. So another winning week. 2 straight winning weeks here since I've been running amok. We're not going to talk flat earth or JFK assassination attempts or in the good stuff that used to get the channel going and people rolling their eyes. We will talk Major League Baseball today. We have 3 games we'll be looking at here. And we'll start with, just to say hello, quick weekend update. How everybody's doing? Mr. Doug Upstone, officially GamblersWorld.net handicapper.
Yeah, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, didn't we go 5-0 last week on the show? I think we did.
For your days, possibly. We did. There's other, but all together, because I had a loser one day. So overall, 7-5, still a plus money day. Although if I could roll back onto when we were on Monday, who do we have?
I know we're 2-0 on Monday for sure.
Were we Skeens first 5? Did that get there? I think that lost that day. No. I think we started at 0-3.
Was it?
We started at 0-3.
That's in the past, fellas.
Okay, yes. Maybe I'm thinking the week before. It doesn't matter. Okay, 7-5 is the number, so we're good there. So myself personally, since I've joined the site, a nice 5-2 start in Major League Baseball, so that's good. Okay, we'll look to keep going on that, and going back a little further, 9-4. Okay, at sports monitors that I've been at, or other places I was previous to this. So just like I say, a good start here at GamblersWorld.net, and we'll just look to continue on that today, and actually have a play going on Monday. It's my Monday masher. Okay, I get to use creative verbiage now again, like I used to be able to do, as opposed to not what I was unable to do at the other place. So it's a little more fun. Okay, to just add a little jocularity. Okay, to the
jocularity.
Yes.
Didn't have for that one.
to the scene here. So so it's good. How about you guys? How did your weeks go?
Chipper.
Yeah, well, I've cooled off a bit, but
Chipper. Hold on a second, because Chipper likes the names. He got his Mega Bucks plays, right? So Chipper likes to throw names out on his things.
Well, Mega Bucks are the biggest, strongest play you got there. It's my biggest winner. I've also called it my A play. Cooled off a bit this week, but still had a winning week, Sean, and had a disastrous Saturday, but came back with a single play on Sunday. Philadelphia winner. So I'm feeling good about today's action. I have a triple play out there in Major League Baseball. Guaranteed to turn a profit, like we say, each and every day. So log on and follow the buy links. Become an A-play winner, or Mega Bucks, as you would like to hear, Sean.
A-play. I don't have fancy names. Sometimes I roll out a 3-pack or like a moneymaker. But
you have the criteria.
With football coming, I'll have my big game of the week type kind of play, my 10 stars. But at baseball, I just chug along, and we're chugging along. I have a nice baseball season. I know we've had a little technical glitch with our baseball on the site this year, but I'm having a really good baseball season overall across the board on the channels. I'll just keep it going. That's all we can do. As Chip eloquently alluded to, we're talking about that's the past. I always like to say, even when I'm driving my kids, you look ahead, right? Your rearview mirror is that it's a tiny little thing to look back, glance at it, you hit the side mirrors fast, but the windshield's the front of the car. It's the entire road ahead of you. So we have a whole windshield ahead of us of baseball today, football this week, college football in 2 weeks. And we're going to concentrate today with baseball. Real fast, though, Friday, Chipper, we're talking about new guests. We're going to have Victor King. You and Victor, we talking some. Right. He wants to talk some NFL preseason stuff, but we'll have some baseball covering as well. But there will be some football preseason talk for those interested in that, because I know we kind of gloss it a little bit. We really don't do free pick videos on it because people don't really love it. It doesn't carry. I mean,
If you're winning, you're winning. I think people love winners. And if it's football, baseball, hockey, or tennis, I mean, we have it for them. I think you ought to make it available.
I get Chip. You see the comment section. Nobody cares. They think we're lunatics. But we'll talk about it on Thursday when we guys have Thursday night games, and we'll talk about it on Friday for the Friday show. So it's just not how much you can talk about a third string quarterback coming in for reps.
We're talking about a team and a point spread, and that's not necessarily about a player. You're talking about a winning bet, not necessarily who's playing tackle. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because there's winners out there during the preseason. It's a great time. It's a great time to take advantage. They tell you who's going to play. The line makers sometimes tell you what's going on. I just think it's a great time to play.
I got 2 Saturday college NFL games posted for this Saturday already. I posted them on Friday, so they've been up for over a week.
Then we got to talk later because I have 2 games on Saturday as well.
So I have 2 games already posted. I'm not a guy who doesn't not like to play. Now we'll stick with Chipper here. We're looking at a little Houston Astros, Texas Rangers. All right. Hunter Brown, he's a 118 favorite, total 8.5 here versus Andrew Haney. The Rangers, I think this is pretty much it for them. If they're going to make a move, they didn't really make any trades. They traded Lorenzen. They're hoping their guys came back. I know Scherzer hit the injured list. They got the Astros here. They're up next. They got a road trip to the Yankees. They got Cleveland. Oh boy, oh boy. What do you think about the Rangers? Are they done for it? Are they got one last push in them as defending champs?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so, Sean. I've been saying it all year long. Like, most times the hangover lasts for a little while, then a team gets together and they know what they have in front of them. I think they just feel like they were lucky to capture lightning in a bottle last season. And I think deep down that they don't think that they can be winners. They're 6 games under 500, 110 games into the year. I just don't think Texas has what it takes. I really think that their mindset isn't as it was last year. These 2 teams, Houston was battling last year as well and ended up winning out in the last day of the season. Hunter Brown's pitching for them today. He's been electric, but this guy gives up runs. He's 9-7, particularly home runs. He's given up 15 homers this year, second only to what's his name? Cutter Crawford of Boston. What a name for a baseball pitcher, Cutter. I love that. But Andrew Haney, totally unimpressive. I mean, I can't take Houston here at all. I can't take Texas here at all. I would have to take Houston. And Haney, his numbers are very comparable, just like Hunter Brown's, even though his record, his ERA is 4.12 and Brown's is 4.11, but his record's 4-11 because of the club he's playing for. And I just don't think Texas has it at all. I would play Houston and only Houston in this game.
There you go. Houston Astros for Mr. Chip Chirimbes. We're laying a 110 spot. Houston minus 110. It's in my notebook. Here we go. Official play. Astros minus 110. Hunter Brown on the hill. Doug, any thoughts on the pick or anything else you want to add?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to agree with Chip on this one. I'll come up with some more points here to substantiate exactly what he's saying. Houston fell out of first place this weekend by losing 2 out of 3 at home to Tampa Bay, so that wasn't good. So they're just 5-5 in their last 10. But as talking about Texas, they're 3-7 in their last 10. And if you go a little further back, they recently swept the White Sox at home in a 4-game series. But if you look at their record, their 12 games on either side of that stretch, they're 3-9. So they are not playing well. Beating the White Sox is no longer a testament to how well you play baseball, these days. The other thing, too, talking about Hunter Brown and Haney, I like to look at, a lot of people say, discounts certain aspects of stats, discount even certain people look at discount records. But you know what? Haney is 4-11 and Brown is 9-7. And I think Brown started off, if I'm not mistaken, 0-4 on the season. So I'm just looking at it this way. When Brown pitches, especially probably since May, is that Houston and Brown have found a way to win, and Haney and Texas has found a way to lose. And I don't know how to look at it any more simply than that. Then when you look at the bullpens, you go into the game, both these pitchers, however long they end up lasting. Houston's number 9 in run prevention. Texas is 26. Give me Houston on this one.
I'm a big Hunter Brown guy. I told you, I think I have a autographed Space Cowboy jersey from when he was down here in the minors. Started out terrible. In fact, he lost 10-2 to this same Ranger team way back early. And you look at some of the matchups here, speaking of the over, 10-2 and Hunter Brown on the hill. Haney loses 10-5. Haney loses 9-2. And then Brown and Haney just a couple of weeks ago, 6-3. So there have been hitting. There has been runs scored, which Houston has had a problem getting timely hits. They are 66-42 to the under. So, yeah, they hit the ball, but can we get guys on base, which I think attributed to their slower start to the season, where Texas was just a combination of Langford was out. Seager went out for a bit. Evan Carter, supposed to be a young, big power guy for him, he was out. The pitching staff. I'm with you. They have been playing bad, although Haney at home surprisingly has a 107 whip, a 206 batting average against, and a mid-3 ERA. So this team somehow was pitching okay, could not get any runs.
Right.
But I got a team playing the Astros. Talk about knowing to win. 6 straight ALCSs for them. You got to like them at the short price. So I'm going to make it a trifecta here with the official play from Chip here with the Astros minus 110. So there is that. Doug, speaking of Cutter Crawford, not pitching for the Red Sox today. We got a big Maple Paxton sighting versus the Royals, who, hey, listen, they're making moves. They say we're going to make a playoff push. Brady Singer laying 125, 126. They total of 10 now. Wow. No respect for Brady Singer's 2.20 home ERA. You're kidding me. 0.96 whip for this guy at home. What do you got to say about Brady Singer?
Well, this one, yeah, that total went from, like you said, from 9.5 to 10. And you can make the case for it in part. You got Paxton in his last 5 starts with an 8.18 ERA. You look at how these two teams have hit the ball recently in their last 10 games. Boston, 7.2 runs per game. Kansas City, 5.8. Both bullpens are below average. And so that you can make a case for that just going across the board. But here's what I'm looking at here. These teams met just after the All-Star break, and they played 3 times with the totals of 2 at 9 and 1 at 9.5, and all 3 went under at Fenway Park. Okay. Then this morning when I was looking at this stuff, a couple of sports books that give you money and tickets, okay, numbers. I sometimes question how legit those actually are, but if you follow them closely enough, you can kind of pick up some stuff to learn and to figure out here. And 2 of the 3 had the under 10 at a range of 75% or higher, okay, on the money. So I started looking at that. So you look at this situation, you look at how the games have recently trended. I'm going to go under 10 on this one and keep my fingers crossed that the bullpens don't blow it for me. But I like under 10, the Royals and the Red Sox.
Royals under 10. Doug's official play here on the show. Chip, you want to add to this? Because I'm going to add a little bit.
I've been saying that the other totals were 9, 9.5, and they all went under, and then this one's 10. It would make me instinctively want to go over because it's an anomaly. It doesn't seem to make that much sense on it. But I respect Doug's opinion on the totals, and I've told you guys about this before. And I had Kansas City checked as it was, and by the way, I think the reason this total is where it is because it's James Paxton. Never mind that Singer's at 2.88. Sean, it isn't like they're disrespecting him, but Paxton was 8-2 and they traded him, and they knew what they were doing. He got bombed again. The thing that bothers me about it is he's 4-1 lifetime against KC. And sometimes the beat goes on with this type of stuff where you have a niche against a certain team. But his ERA, 34 hits and 18 walks in the last 5 starts. I think that's the reason the total's so high, and that's the reason I would take Kansas City.
Yeah, it's high because of James Paxton. And I don't think he was traded. He was released. The Dodgers released the guy.
Right. They just didn't even want him. Come on.
This is, and I always talk about the Padres traded for Martin Perez. They're waving a guy who has 8 wins on the season. So that's what they think of him. You bring up his 4 wins.
Something wrong with him.
Well, you bring up the 4 wins. Who was that? Was he pitching for the Yankees and they're clubbing the Royals back then? Was he on the Red? He was on the Red Sox before. This is a different Royal team. I can't compare Paxton 4 years ago to who he's facing now. And Singer's numbers at home, fabulous. And as good as KC was to start the year at home, they're starting to hit a little bit more. Witt if Aaron Judge was playing, the guy's hitting, he's going to hit 340, probably be a 30-30 or maybe a 30-40 kind of guy. Not get a sniff of the MVP. He's fabulous. I'm going to tell you, though, a couple of Ribby props I looked at for Kansas City here. DeYoung is plus 190. Fermin, plus 165. I'll take a shot. Pacino, Vinny P, my guy, plus 130. I think there's going to be some runs scored, so I like some ribbies here for the Royals.
And at 40-1, I think the Royals are a shot in the American League. I really do. They're a different club, like you said, completely.
If Lugo holds up, super. Ragans, we've seen him have some up and down episodes. I mean, I got an over 11.5. I got an over 11.5 win ticket with the guy. He's 7-7. He's got 6 no decisions where he's giving up 2 or less runs. I mean, come on, Kansas City. Do something. Singer looks like he was supposed to be. 2 years ago, he was like a top prospect for him. He had a good rookie year, solid. Last year, so. This year, a nice breakout year. So the pieces are kind of there. You're kind of wide open. You got Cleveland, who didn't do much to get pitching for them. Minnesota is, and if they get the Yankees in the first round, they're gone. They can't beat the Yankees. And even that's a team. I'm not worried about that pitching staff. What are you worried about here? Seattle can't hit. Houston's pitching so-so. They go in doldrums of hitting sometimes. American League's wide open. I mean, the Orioles didn't get a relief pitcher. I think they needed a relief pitcher. They needed somebody to fill in for Krimble. They didn't go get a closer. Doug, under the 10, I tend to agree there. I think they're going to score some runs off of Paxton, and I don't think Boston's going to get much off of my guy Brady Singer. I will be looking at the Philadelphia Phillies here on a finally breaking their 6-game slide. They get a win. They get the Dodgers. Glass now matchup here. We're showing a line of, what do we got here? 125, total 7.5 here. Normally I'd be like, I want to just take Glass now here at home. He's got 2 starts back after the injured list. Phillies kind of in a slide. Okay, they got a win, but have not looked good. I'm going to look at the total, though, here. Just based on the season and the averages of both of these teams. You just tend, Tony's a 30-30 guy. Well, that's great. The rest of the team isn't all that great. I got a guy, Nola, who I thought was done. I thought they should have traded him last year. They held on to him. They didn't do anything this year. I'm like, why keep this guy? He's on the other side of 30. It might be time to get a little back for him. Lo and behold, look at this year. Borderline Cy Young kind of season for him, except he's got, Zach Wheeler, who's outshining him, and Suarez and Sanchez, 2 guys out of nowhere having great seasons for Philly. But here come the hiccups. Not this guy. I got a proven veteran on the hill. I got Glass now, who's, believe it or not, he can't throw more than 130 innings, but he's 30 years old. I'm going under the total here. I think both pitchers are going to come in, go 6+, 7 innings. The offenses have not been lighting the world on fire of late. 7.5 to me. Sign me up. Both teams stud offensive guys. You have your, although Bet's not here, but like Bazotani, Freeman, Harper, Schwarber. You think of all these power kind of guys, but then you look at some of these scores. You face better pitchers. You don't tee off on good pitchers, folks. Give me the under 7. Wow, we got a bunch of unders today. Under 7.5 for me will be my pick in this one. We'll go down to Chip to start it off here, Chipper. What do you think about my under 7.5?
Well, we're here giving free games on Monday, August 5th. But, Sean, there's been a few August 5th. There's been very unique happenings in Major League Baseball. And in 1948, the Cleveland Indians turned 6 double plays against the White Sox. In 1966, they still played that All-Star game in the NFL action. Green Bay beats the All-Stars 38-0 before 72,000 people. This is an exhibition game. What's this mean? Who cares about this game? 72,000 people showed up, and that was unbelievable. In 1969, Willie Stargell hit the first ball out of Dodger Stadium, 509 feet. This is a great anomaly. In 1986, Steve Carlin got his 4,000th K, and in this year, he had 27 wins out of 59 that the Phillies had, one of the worst teams of all of baseball. I don't know if you remember, and Chicago White Sox are now challenging them with their horrific run. Wow. And it's just A-Rod in 2013 was suspended 211 games on this date. How dirty was he? 211 games. That was incredible. But I think this Philly Dodger game, you said how Philadelphia was, they hit the skid, they lost 6 in a row. I think main part of that, if we can't see that Harper carries this club. I mean, he was in a horrendous slump. He went like 2 for 30 or whatever, and he finally broke out. He hits a home run, and I think Philadelphia is looking to come into LA. I like them in this game to win. I like Philadelphia. I like Nolan over Glasnow, like you said as well. So there you go, August 5th, and we've got some winners for them out there, and all they have to do is give us a chance.
Absolutely. 3738 packages at gamblersworld.net. Go get them. Or just our daily picks. I got a 3-pack up. Right. Chip's got action. Right. Doug's got action. Let's go. I told you I got Saturday preseason NFL. Let's go. You want picks. We got picks for you. Doug, your thought on my pick on tonight's game?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. And on the under and that thought process just kind of made me think of looking at this game to look at this 2 starting pitchers. Now, Glasnow has come back, hasn't looked particularly sharp in either game, and so I looked at his strikeout total at 7.5, and just couldn't pull the trigger. It seems to be too inconsistent. You mentioned Nola's, though, consistency all season long, and I agree with it. And I was kind of struck by the fact that his over-under for strikeouts was 5.5, but it was juiced up to 150 last I looked. But, when it started going a little further, he's beat that number in 7 of his last 9 starts, including 3 and 1 to the under on the road. And then I looked at the strikeout rates recently for the season, for both Philadelphia and the Dodgers, and they're middle of the pack, okay, on the season. But then I plugged something else in. In the last 3 weeks, get this, the Dodgers are number 2 in percentage of strikeouts in Major League Baseball. So the last 3 weeks, they have really struggled, okay, in making contact. So in this one, I'm going to go Nola over 5.5 strikeouts. And I'm just not going to worry about the juice. Okay, I'm willing to pay it, so that's my play. Nola over 5.5 strikeouts against the Dodgers tonight.
I like it because I like the under, and also Glasnow at home, a .94 WHIP, 194 batting average against. More things to my under. I'm excited. So official show picks. I am on under Philly Dodgers. Chipper, Houston Astros -110. Doug is under Red Sox Royals. 3 more winners for us. We're going to keep it going. Another winning day will be in our books. But be sure to check out, the free picks are great. Leave a comment as always. Notification bell. Like buttons here on the Winner Circle YouTube channel. Come say hello to us here. We're also on the Twitter world, the X world. All 3 of us, plus Gamblers World.
You said X? Oh my God! You said you'd never say that.
X Twitter. I'll say X. I also say Twitter. I also say Twitter.
Getting them to modern times here. There we go. That's a boy.
I'll go kicking and screaming. Kicking and screaming. How do you call it? Hey, we're going to X out the place. If you X out something, Doug. Yeah, we're going to start a little conspiracy. So, Doug, if I tell you I X something out, what would you think I did with it?
I don't think that's exactly what it means, but it's.
But I'm just saying.
So I have no idea.
You would send a text message.
Anything he says, I'm not quite sure of. So
you send a text message.
Explain what he's thinking because I have no idea.
No one said. My wife says I speak Shawneese. You need you got to decipher things I say.
You know what?
If you send it, yes.
I haven't thought about that.
Yes, that's fine. I'm living my own world. I love it. No one bothers me. But you send out a text message, you make a phone call, you type something. We used to tweet something, right? Tweet. Now, if it's X, you'd be Xing it out.
Yeah, I'd stick with tweet. I'd still do that. No. I mean, I agree. I mean, you can't X something out. Okay, that
right.
Makes no
I mean,
sense. It's not a
Twitter was fine because it was a tweet. If you twittered it, it was a tweet.
Yeah. Well, it can still be a tweet. I mean,
on X.
On X. A tweet on X. There you go. See,
I don't know. Would you tweet out on Threads?
No, probably not.
What would you be calling it on Threads? Threading?
You know what? I'm not. I think
I don't have Threads. By the way. I don't do it.
I don't do any of them.
I just post little random photos on Instagram. I don't do a lot of threading. Threading. There we go. All right. Tomorrow, me, Chip, flat Earth discussion and the ice wall. Doug does not want to be part of that discussion.
No, I'll be busy buying a new globe. Okay, I'm buying a new globe for later for the next.
Not a fan of Kyrie Irving and the flat Earth world. He's a glober.
I'm a definite glober.
Stop Gio. I hopefully watches the show and he'll be commenting up a storm with his little sheep geoengineering hat with a pail on its head. We are going off the rails at the 25-minute mark, but that's what we do. We like to have a little fun and make you laugh sometimes, besides talking sports betting. For good, bad, probably more for bad, but whatever. We're having some laughs, folks. So enjoy the 3 free winners you got today. Back tomorrow, more baseball. We'll be talking a little football, sprinkling in the discussions this week for preseason stuff. But for Chip, Doug, and myself, happy Monday to you. Back Tuesday with 2 more free pick winners. Good luck, everybody.